Yo, yo.
Yo,
Welcome back to the Mark Our Words podcast, the official podcast of YouTube. What's good with you, Chin?
man, life is good, man. I was able to take the subway to the county. I haven't taken the subway since like high school days.
Really?
Yeah,
Is this the subway or the
they
metro?
call it the subway.
Oh, okay.
But they call the stations the metro stations.
That's why I'm confused. Because usually when I think of subway, I think of like underground. Do you get what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Like kind of how like New York is.
Yeah.
Shout
you're
out to
right.
New York.
I guess it's the metro then.
I'm not from.
Yeah, it's the metro. It's the metro because that's what it says on the pamphlet. But when I asked the guy, I was like, "Yo, do you know where the metro is?" He was like, "The subway." I said, "Maybe I'm dumb." So that's why I kept going with the subway.
Nah, man, things been good. But how was it on the metro? Like actually
was cool.
being an adult and
Yo said adult. Like I wasn't. Nah, it was cool though.
No, because it's like some people feel some type of way of like I ain't catching no bus. I used to catch the bus when I was younger, but now like
being an adult.
yeah,
and
like
taking the metro.
like you didn't have to take the metro, quote unquote.
I could have taken a zip card, but
Exactly.
the metro, $1.90 one way, so about $3.80 both ways.
And you like I'm not in a rush.
Zip card for that amount of time because I was out for maybe 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's $15 times 5. What's that? 45, and then you got another 30, so that's 75.
Mm.
So I was like, I'm not about it.
And then you got to put gas in the car, right?
Yeah, well, no, Zip cards, gas is free.
Really?
Shout out to Zip card.
Man, I went to I took my lady to this Mexican restaurant down in Fells Point. And number one, I would advise never drive down to Fells Point. Like Fells Point is a place where you Uber to and walk around.
Yeah.
It's not good for parking.
Yeah.
And then they have this new thing.
You could probably park where I live if you come in the daytime.
Probably, but I think I was close, but I was close enough for me. But when you got a girl,
Yeah, you don't want to be walking.
you don't want to be walking. She got makeup on. She took her time to look nice.
That's fair.
And then she get to the restaurant, her makeup is all on her shirt and stuff. Like, that ain't fair.
That's fair.
But for me, I probably would have been jogging. But anyway, I went there, and there's this new, it's not a scam. To me, it's a scam, but there's this new thing called premium parking, right? To where you don't, when you park in these garages or even park on the street, but mainly I think it's only in garages, to where you park your car inside, you don't press the button for a ticket or nothing like that, and you text your license plate to this number, and then they say, oh, okay, you have secured this spot for an hour or like 3 hours or 6 hours and things like that. But there's no physical ticket that goes on the dashboard. And I'm like, if there's no physical ticket that goes on the dashboard, how would I get a ticket for
They scan your
parking?
They scan your what's it called, license plate.
Oh, they actually have people that do that?
They had that in UMD.
That goes into garages, parking garages?
I mean, I see what you're saying.
Like-
'Cause if you
like-
come out,
Yeah.
you don't have a ticket.
Yeah, cause I'm like, it's one thing if I'm on the street. Like, of course, you see like the people, but I'm in a parking garage with hundreds of cars.
Yeah.
Why would you scan my car?
I guess it's like insurance. You might not get. You might. They might not show up, but if they do show up,
It's better to have.
Yeah.
It's better. So, I was gonna pay for 2 hours, but 2 hours would have been $23. So I paid for 1 hour. So once we sat down and got situated, I was telling my girl, do you know what you want? Let's eat and get out. But no, it was a good time. Fells Point is real beautiful. But it's not a place for it where I would like to drive to.
yeah, that's fair.
And things like that. But other than that, what else happened? It's been hot these past couple of days,
Yeah.
and I live on the top floor, and heat rises. So
It hasn't been hot in your apartment.
yes,
Really?
it's been hot.
I mean, it's also a blessing that the sun doesn't directly go into.
That
your-
is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And I've been looking at houses, and I've been asking for tips of like, I think I asked you a while ago. You probably don't remember. I said like, how do you know what house to get? Like basically, how do you know not to get the house of your dreams on your first house. You get what I'm saying? Some people have that. I guess they have that freedom to do so. But I don't want to say no to a house just because it's not exactly what I want. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was trying to figure out how do I tell between the two, and I had a friend tell me, don't worry about it. Your money will tell you.
Not all the time. Some people be buying too much house.
Really?
Yeah.
He said, trust me, your money shot it at you. You can't do it. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a fun experience. Within a year and a half or less than,
I'll be lit.
I'll be in a new house, and
you should come to Overcast, man.
Nah, I'm not coming back to the city.
All right.
The city stole $3,500 from me.
$3,500
from me.
Jeez.
For saying on a water bill. On a water bill. I checked my water bill one day and it said I owed $5,000. I was like, how? And then they said they sent people to me to see was there like a leakage and stuff going on in my backyard. No leakage or anything like that. They turned my water off to check to see what's going on, and they don't know how my bill was $5,000. But because I was selling the house, I had to pay it, or else there would have been a lien on the house. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I'm not going back to the city.
That's fair.
I'm still a city boy, but I'm not going to move my family to the city.
That's fair.
I'm not going to move my family to the city, but
because you don't want to pay.
I don't want you. Get me once. You know, shame on you, but get me twice. It is what it is. But we are now in the middle.
Can't be full again.
Maybe, but I guess we in the middle of the year or close to the middle of the year.
Yeah, man.
Are you happy where you are in your middle of the year status?
I think so. I think it's been like 100. Cause we recording this June.
I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta say something before you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go on. There's this new trend about men with shorts and things like that.
Oh, what do they call it? I haven't been on social media like that for.
I think it's called the Hoochie Man shorts.
Oh yeah,
like
you know I've been rocking the Hoochie Man. So funny story. Before we get into the podcast, my fault. I'll keep touching the cord, but
it's
before
okay.
we get into the podcast, I actually wore some Hoochie shorts to my girl's graduation.
What,
bro? It felt so uncomfortable, bro.
Hold on, because
so I was gonna bring this up on another episode. Cause I wanted to.
Was her family there?
The whole family. both her pops, and then she got cousins and nephews. Everybody. So I was gonna bring this up in another episode because I wanted to, space it out. Our small talk.
We definitely gonna do like 5 episodes today. So,
bro, every time I got up, bro, and the only reason I'm wearing shorts is because I remember maybe 3 years ago, right before the pandemic, my birthday came up. I had these long khakis.
It was
hot. It's July. It's in the middle of July. Well, starting out of July. And some girl was like, why are you hiding your legs? You ain't hot? And she was like, hey, you look like you got some great legs. I was like, damn, I do got some great legs. And then I was like, well, after COVID, I'm gonna invest in some shorts. So I got some shorts.
Mm-hmm. Are these like quality good shorts, or are these like?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like they not like $100.
No. I'm not saying that because like I have shorts, but I have shorts that like I wear in the house because they're not of quality to wear out the house.
I see.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can wear these out.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
depends
cool.
on how I dress them up.
Like I said, this is your house, so it's like it feels cool. But if we had a guest, I would have been like, huh. Knee all out,
Hey man, you gotta do it, man. Get some vitamin D so you don't get COVID.
Okay, thank you. My man said he would.
Hey, in the comments, rate if these shorts are lit or not, from 1 to 10.
I give it about a 6. I like green, so green's my favorite color.
That's good.
Green's my favorite color. Green's my favorite color.
Shout out to Pride Month if ain't guys rate.
Okay. Man, shout out.
They think we push an agenda, so.
I don't know who this they is that you talking about.
That's what they say. They say we pushing an agenda. Man,
we did what, 2, maybe 3 episodes on it, maybe out of like 94 of them, but it's cool.
It's what it is.
Oh man, but we in the middle of the year, close to it.
Yeah.
And you're happy with where you are right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy too.
That's good.
Because I'm prepping to burn myself out the next 6 months.
Oh,
like
wow.
like I'm purposely gonna burn myself out. Mainly because I already got my end of the year vacation set.
I see.
So like I already got my rest set. I'm going balls to the wall. Next, I could have used another analogy. I'm sorry, but
I mean, that's a phrase.
it's Pride Month too, so it helps. But I'm going balls to the wall for the next 6 months, man.
Didn't know that was a pride.
For this month, it is.
Yeah, shout out to. Yeah, no, that's interesting.
And usually burnout is bad.
Yeah,
But I'm like,
but it's like you repping out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is the last stretch. I'm gonna rep out. Instead of doing my only 5 reps, I'm gonna keep going till like I can't go no more. That's interesting. I might adapt that. Adopt that. So what brought you to that conclusion though? Like why you want to?
Because for some reason, I learned to not regret things.
Oh wow.
You should look at things and be like, I wish I would have known this in February.
Yeah.
But I just learned it in June. And I'm like, if I would have learned this in February, I would have been further ahead. But now it's kind of like track. Let's say you like behind. And usually they say on that last, especially if it's like a relay or something like that, or especially if it's longer than 400. On that last stretch, if you're behind, you're supposed to empty the tank. You're supposed to go as hard as you can, as fast as you can, and not really pace yourself because it's the last. There's no more laps after this last one. So I'm like, of course, some certifications I'm working on and things like that, some classes I'm about to take. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to do all of this to where at the end of the year, I want to make it feel like I did 12 months of work, but I did it like in 6 months though. So it's like, I'm like, oh, because I didn't think of all this stuff in January, or not even January, in December when I was planning my year out. Things that I wanted to do, even how the podcast look, or even just in my personal life, in my relationship life, it's kind of hard to plan for 12 months when you're in December. You get what I'm saying? Like, even when the end of this year, when I plan for 2023, it's like, I don't really know what 2023 entails until like I'm like in the year. Then I have a better feel for it, and then I could be like, oh, we in June. Now that I kind of know exactly what I want to do, it's like balls to the wall. You get what I'm saying? Like, so
that's your favorite phrase, huh?
I guess
we naming this balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. Shout out to Pride Buff this month. Shout out to
Pride.
you. Shout out to you. I got pride. I got pride.
No, that's interesting. I mean, but
like, okay, maybe like this, like for you.
So you're saying you're doing this so you don't have any regrets, but you're a guy with no regrets.
Yeah, but I'm saying based on what I wanted to do in December for this year.
Okay.
I have a better idea
as to what,
and more of a sound plan to what to do.
So you're focused.
So now it's like, oh, I was ignorant in December of 2021.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I wanted to do this. I wanted to study for this. I wanted to try out for this job. I wanted to do this. But I'm like, oh, my lady lives with me. I got streams of income. I can afford to put this aside.
Yeah.
I can afford to invest in this. Oh, I actually know what the year's going to look like. Because the year been looking like this for 6 months now. We in June, you know what I mean? Now I can be like, okay, bet. I'm going to go straight in because I have a clear view of what this year is compared to how I thought it would look in December of last year. So that's why I'm like, since I know, just go straight, pause to the wall.
Yeah, it reminds me of those, those games that people used to play when, I don't know, but games that people play.
What's
up?
They
like run towards like a bucket of water, and they trying to look for like the apple with the magic code, or they trying to look for some type of key.
What game were you playing when you was
not me, but
okay,
like
I'm
Fear
about to
Factor.
say.
Fear Factor, or one of those Nickelodeon games back in the 90s.
I never heard this game.
Well, when they used to drop the little slime.
Okay, I heard of slime. Yeah.
So you know how they would run somewhere, they would try to look for that little piece, and when they found it, then all they had to do was run back. But they had to run back as fast as they can. it seems like you found that piece.
Yeah.
And you found that key, that apple, and you're like, okay, now I got it. Let me go for it. Let me win.
I called you I don't think I called you in the middle of the night, but I called you and I was like, yo, have you ever heard of this position?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to my man Brenton. He's one of those
people. And you was like, yeah. Yeah. And for one, I was like, why do you bring this up to me? like you get us, like, for what, I'm not in that field, so like it's hard. So, but I was like, yo, I think I know what I want to do, and it don't cost that much. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially since like my finances are good. I was like, I think I can do this. And then there's little things that's like, oh, the podcast is looking better. Oh, I'm getting better at my skills. So it's like now I kind of have a vision of what I want to do besides just blindly just throwing in the dark. And there's nothing wrong with blindly in the dark. You have to do that to get yourself started. Yeah. But while you're doing it, and truth be told, I think what helped me too, in the beginning of the year, like sometime in March, I was burned out. I was burned out because I was trying so hard in March to have a great year. I was like, this could be my year and things like that. And I was burned out because I was working. I was overworking myself. But it wasn't yielding results that I wanted it to, because I wasn't focused, or like the plan wasn't as like grounded or soundly good. You know what I mean? But now I think, and I'm confident that like, oh, now I know what I want to do. I already took the steps of looking where the classes are for this, or already looked the steps for getting this equipment for that. It also helps to plan for your vacation too. Yeah. I would say plan your vacation ahead of time, because it gives you something, like that's like a good finish line. It gives you, or for some people take their vacation in the middle of the year. It's a good checkpoint. It's a good, it's a good refueling, you know?
It seems for you though, it seems like, okay, that's a reward.
Oh yeah. That's
the championship.
That's why I think every year I'm never spending Christmas at home. One of my vacations will be Christmas. So like me and my lady will be, she just hearing it for the first time. Me and my lady will be somewhere for Christmas every year.
Damn.
Before kids.
Okay.
Because kids just ruin things.
That's fair.
You know, kids can't go nowhere because kids, but.
Yeah, especially infants.
Yeah, so it's like.
I'm leaving my infant with.
What?
I don't know, people. I'm not breaking my infant.
I'm not watching your kids, so I'm already taking my name off the list right now.
Okay.
I'm not watching your kids.
All right. You said that about the hamsters. All right.
Guinea pigs.
Oh, come on. Rodents.
Shout out to Cher Dion. They cool, you know what I mean? Like, oh no, I'm not that weird on that. You take pictures of them and stuff, but I will for this. I will for editing.
Got both of the guinea pigs.
Oh nah, it's funny thing. I still haven't picked them up. I'm just like, no, man. They are gourmet rats, man. They not, you know what I mean?
This man got rats.
Guinea pigs.
But yeah, nah. Yeah, I was going to make a joke about infants, but it's not about infants.
Thank you.
So, but quick question. Do you have like mini goals? Like, let's say, okay, a class costs this much. Is there a goal for that, to get that class? Because the overall is to go into that profession.
Yeah.
But before you go in that profession, you got to have that class. Before you go have that class, is it like, okay, I need to raise this much money?
Yeah, I already did that part.
Okay.
So I'll
check one.
I already raised the money for the class. Number 2 is actually getting that certification before this year's up. Because, like I said, for some reason, I'm good at class, but I'm not good at tests. So I may have to take the test maybe twice.
No, nothing wrong with that.
So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take the first test in August. So I got from August to December to pass the test. There is no weight limit or time limit rather, to where it's like, oh, because you took the test here, you have to wait a year to retake it. Yeah. As long as you got your money to retake it, then you can take it. That's why I'm like, I hope I pass it one time, so I can do that one payment for the class, and it comes with the test voucher. Boom, 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 and things like that, because that's something that I can control.
Yeah.
I can't control the jobs that will open because of the certification I will have. But I do my part, and that's it. I actually reached out to a friend, actually not a friend of mine, but a friend of yours, because you had this revelation of like tightening up your network. Just send an email like, hey, I already got this certification. I'm working on this certification. Just keep you updated what's going on in my life professionally, because something could happen in that job, which, she was looking for somebody for the job, but then, gave away the position to somebody else. But, I'm not holding you back, you know what I mean? But because
she just got married. I'm not going to say her name,
but congratulations.
Congratulations.
But because I'm actually more qualified from the time that I first applied for that job, I can be a name in her back pocket.
Yeah. And she could actually help somebody else.
Maybe.
At another company.
Maybe.
That's dope.
But that's not my part.
Yeah.
My part is to do my job and passing the test.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, at the end of the year, I like how we doing the podcast. I like how I feel about the podcast. Yeah. I'm not losing. You know how some people lose themselves and things like that. Like I feel like we're not chasing
anything particular.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm getting better at editing. I'm getting better at podcasting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's already a success. And then on top of that, we creeping up slowly but surely on our 100th episode. There's two things I've been committed to the most: my relationship and this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like 100 episodes. You always tell me people don't make it past seven.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
we already really winning for real.
So that's why I'm like, it may not look that way, dude. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Just this past week, I turned on the subscription count. I had it to where it was hidden, to where you couldn't see it, because I kind of felt some type of way. I'm like, we don't got that much, but I was like, I'm proud of my work. You get what I'm saying? So right now, while we're recording this, we had 37. And I'm like, I'm proud of that 37.
No, that's dope.
Exactly, because before
that's
that,
37 people that's watching us.
Exactly, and
that's super dope.
So that's why I'm like,
shout out to y'all 37. Y'all 38 maybe.
Hey, right now maybe this come on, it may be 50. So
oh damn,
I'll tell you, the next thing I'm gonna upgrade it to bikes. but that's why I'm so keen on going hard for the rest of the year, because my end of the year vacation is already set, and I'm not doing nothing pertaining to work when I'm vacationing.
That's dope.
And things like that. So how what made you feel good about the halfway mark to for your goals, and how you feel for this year? Is everything working out exactly how you planned it?
No, but I will say I'm more consistent this year. I think I'm taking the opposite. I think I am focusing on being consistent, which I guess is the same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
But being patient.
Word.
I think I've been so like focused on like, I need to get this done. I need to get this done. And not quite burning myself out, but trying to do everything all at once, end up not getting anything done. So I'm like, okay, what do I want to focus on this year? And there's a couple of things. But I'm like, okay, those are the 3-4 things I want to focus on. Cool. And then what can I focus on next year? What do I need to do this year to focus on next year? One thing is getting back into real estate. I took like a mini break. I think this year I wanted to like buy like a small apartment or something like that. But one, the market is a little crazy. Two, I didn't really have the finances. Like I didn't have anything in the bank when I bought this house. And so I was like, okay, I need this. I need a cushion. I need to raise capital before I step into the real estate market. So that's something that I'm just, focusing on, being consistent on saving and planning and making sure that I'm ready for next year if the opportunity does present themselves. I have a friend who hit me up today, was like, hey, I'm looking to, team up. 'Cause I know you're in real estate. What was it looking like? This is how much money I had. If I just took my time to just be patient last year and be like, okay, I bought my house. Let me just save. Let me just be consistent with saving. Maybe I'll be in a position.
Maybe.
But maybe not. So it's like, one thing I'm learning is that a lot of things work on God's timing. Not to be religious, but a lot of things work on God's timing. And all you really have to do, like what you were saying, is make sure you are in that position to be ready for that opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm trying to learn, instead of forcing things to happen. Just make sure you're doing the work to consistently get better, consistently improve.
Yeah.
And when the time happens, that you're ready for that moment.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of my girl, because she like I always do. I make things complicated, right? So like with me, I do intermittent fasting. It don't look that way, but trust me, y'all go see the results in July, August, right? So I try to eat from 4:00 p.m. to midnight, only that 8 hour, because it goes in line with my work schedule and things like that. And they say like with this type of fasting, you gonna burn a lot of fat. You're gonna do all these things, and even when we was talking to your friend, I forgot her name. Oh my goodness.
Tonya.
Tonya, jeez. I was like, Tasha's not right. Tasha's not right. Shout out to Tonya. And my girl is doing exactly what Tonya was basically saying. My girl's not doing this extravagant type of like fasting or these bodysuits and things like that. She just like, I'm just going to eat, and I'm going to eat healthier. Like it's not about I'm going to eat less or like I'm going to wait to eat, or I'm going to fast for 12 hours and eat for 8. It's like I'm just going to eat healthier. Instead of ordering out, I'm going to eat. And just by her being consistent in that, she's more successful in that field than I am, while I'm trying to hit the home run with the first pitch. You know what I mean? So that's why I can understand exactly what you mean when you say, if I just like walk and not stop,
Be consistent.
Compared to trying to run fast.
Yeah.
If I just walk and not stop, I'm going to surpass the person that's going to stop and take a break because they tired of running fast and things like that. So, like, is there anything basically for the rest of the year that you're looking forward to, like a big thing, or you're basically like, I'm just going to mellow this out for like the rest of the year? And granted, just to give you some insight, you don't have to look for a big thing. I think we are in a weird time in our society where people are trying to do big things, or people are trying it's kind of weird to where it's like, I know this is two different subjects, but like people are like, hey, you should get an LLC. Yeah. You don't need to work that 9 to 5, but I guess the 9 to 5 may be good for that person.
No, facts.
So that's why I'm like, is there anything for the rest of the year that you're looking forward to? Big, small, medium?
Let's see. I think I mean, I don't know how personal or what everybody's faith is, but for me is really reconnecting. I say this almost every year. And every year it's not reconnecting, it's just growing stronger, right? So maybe not reconnecting. But I do want to take my faith to a next level. So I've been I've been looking for churches around the neighborhood because, I'm still no car, only bikes type of life right now.
Oh, a church that you could physically...
attend weekly. I think for me, I'm getting to that age where it's like, because I'm realizing, one, I don't really have... This not calling people back and not texting really is destroying my friend group. So, so I don't really got that many friends. Everybody, my two sisters are in different parts of the world. My mother's getting older, so, luckily I pray to God, I have her for a long time, but who knows, right? And so I'm like, damn, I don't want to be that old man, lonely. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna connect with this guy and make sure, he's my friend the whole time. I might be that weird guy that's like, it's me and Jesus only.
Oh, man, yeah, you definitely could be that weirdo.
That's one thing that I'm really, I'm not looking forward to, but definitely excited for it. Reconnecting.
The thing that's tricky about that is that now that like no one's making you do that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, dang, I really got to do this. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, but it don't feel like that. I feel like it was more like that when people were making you do it. Like, dang, I gotta go.
Maybe, but I think now that I'm older, life can become so busy that it can easily for me be put on the back burner.
That's fair.
And just like never addressed. And I will be using what I did in the past to justify my present relationship that is non-existent.
That's fair.
Dude, you get what I'm saying?
That's fair.
I'm like,
fair.
I always go to church, but I haven't been to church in 10 years because I've been married, I got a job, and things like that, and I'll be pulling from the past instead of justifying it.
I grew up in the church.
Exactly.
Like, what you gonna tell me about Christianity? I know everything.
Exactly.
Versus,
you haven't been to church since you were 24. You know what I mean? You 42. So that's why I'm like, that is a good intent. That's a good intent because really, there's nobody making you do that. And I think for me, the thing I'm looking for outside of my certifications and things like that, I just feel good. Like, I just feel good losing weight.
You're in good space.
Losing weight is the number one thing. But mentally, it
seems like you're in good space mentally.
I just feel good. Like
that's the first time you actually said that. You know that?
I feel good. Like
without somebody like prompting you, like, how are you doing?
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna force it and think of something like, oh, what do I need to do? You know?
Let me ask you though. Are you happy?
What? Like
no. Are you, like, because I feel like that's something that you always avoided.
Yeah,
as a question.
I'm happy. Yeah.
You're gonna start crying.
No, like I'm happy. Like to me, that's such a weird question though.
Yeah.
Because my normal emotion is not happy. I feel like most people know normal emotion is not happiness. I feel like it's a high.
I think it could be two things though, right?
Like for example, I was happy yesterday. I went out with my girl to a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah. I'm
happy now. Was I technically happy when I was coming here? No, but I wasn't like upset. I was just content.
Yeah, I think you could use happiness in two ways though, right?
Okay.
Like you might there's the how you actually feeling right now, and then the overall state of
happiness.
Where you are in life.
Yeah.
Like you might be angry at something yesterday, like maybe somebody cut you off, maybe not happy at that very moment.
But I'm not angry.
But yeah, you're not an angry person. Like you're not angry about life. So I guess the question is, are you happy with life or where you are right now?
Yeah, I'm happy with life right now. I'm
That's
very,
a beautiful thing.
I'm very. Thank you. I'm very.
I think you work hard for that. I mean, in all areas, like even your relationship.
Yeah.
Like you put in a lot of energy. I think.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I mean.
Yes.
You put a lot of energy in that.
Yes.
Your where you are in your career, in your job. You put a lot of energy. Like I think a lot of times we get to a position. Even me, we get to a position where we kind of don't reflect on all the hardships and the trials and errors and the blood and sweat that we put into it.
Yeah.
And also the God blessing us in ways, because you sit back and you're like, wow,
dude, you know what's funny?
Actually in good space.
I'm actually gonna write about this. And you don't know this, but I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna write about this and on my blog that's gonna come out probably. Hopefully it's out by like the time this episode come out.
Yeah.
But your lady does yoga, as like you told me.
Yeah.
And I saw her yoga page.
Yeah.
Cause you was like, she's like a teacher. So I'm already thinking like, because I live with my girl, I'm always thinking like, okay, that's one date idea or something like that.
Oh, yoga.
Right, like yoga with Chin's lady, and she's the instructor, but she's like a real instructor though. Like she take yoga seriously. That's why I can't do it, because it's like I'll be too goofy. You get what I'm saying? It's like because I'm like, she really takes it like seriously, and I don't want to be offensive, but she says something, and it made me like, yo, this is a good topic for me to write about, because I have a habit of doing this. We're not nice to ourselves, and we compare ourselves where we are to our potential, and sometimes you have to take a step back and be like, I'm doing good. And we can say some mean things to ourselves or think some mean things about ourselves and put ourselves in a position to where, not that we hate ourselves, I'm not taking it to that extreme, but like you're not like uplifting yourself. Yeah. And you're in a slump because you're like, oh, I should have been studying for this. I should have tried out for this job. And then like the person that's like meanest to you is you, and that's crazy. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I think for me, I think I'm learning to sound real yogi to be nice to myself.
Okay.
I work hard.
You do.
I do a lot.
You do.
And when I fail or when I don't do or when I fall short, that's not an opportunity for me to be mean to myself.
Yeah.
Even in that, I should continue to be nice to myself because it's me. Yeah. So, like, it's funny how I came across that video and then I started writing about it. And I was like, this would be a good topic. And I think that's why I fully accepted, like, this year or like, just, like, me. Because I looked around and I'm like, I'm doing pretty okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, I'm doing the damn thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, if you even think about a year ago.
Yeah.
You seem like you was in
the
scary door. He was like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just hoping makes work out.
But I think that's when you look back on it, it feels normal. It's like that's what life is. It's like peaks and valleys. I was never that type of guy, or you was never that type of guy that gets so down.
That's true.
That we just stop moving or stop trying things. You just become frustrated. And you don't see me on social media. Well, I'm not on social media like that. But I think those frustrations are normal. Mm-hmm. What I don't think is normal is broadcasting that frustration to people who you don't trust. Like, to everybody else. Like, I tell you, like, yo, I'm frustrated about something. But then I go back and I get to working. But now that a year later, that I'm in a better position, just in all aspects, it's just like, oh, okay. Like, I started working out again.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
My back was hurting this past week, though. Like, that was...
You never get up there
Yeah, boy, my back was hurting. Like I went to the store and got me some, I think, Briar. Boy, whatever, back medicine. Boy, I popped two of them things. I was like, boy, why my back hurting? I try, because, like, when you're younger, you try just to sleep it off. Like, oh, yeah, I should got a headache. I'm just going to sleep it off. But you wake up with a headache, boy, that's the worst thing.
I feel you.
So I woke up with back pain, so I went to the store and got me some pain medicine. But no, I'm learning to be. That's a good lesson I learned from your lady, to be nice to myself. That even when you fail, because failure is normal, that's not an opportunity for you to be mean to yourself.
Yeah,
like, be nice to yourself and things like that.
No, that's dope. Yo, shout out to her, man. I will put her page, but I don't know.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, don't do it.
It's not that I don't want to promote my girls, just saying I don't know who you guys are. That's the only thing. You know?
Like, don't do it. Is there anything else you want to share about the half a year? Any expectations or anything that you feeling about this end of the year or mid-year rather?
Yeah, man. I think, overall it's been a good year. I think, one thing I'm trying to also be is very mindful that COVID is still around.
Oh yeah,
it's looking like normal days nowadays.
It's not though.
It's not.
I got some loved ones that had COVID this week.
Yes.
So
well, not loved ones, but I know a lot of people who call it this week too.
No, I had some loved ones, but they doing good. It kind of made me think, is my booster shot still valid, or do I need to get another booster? Because I'm like,
I haven't got one.
Because these are the people that got the shots and the booster,
yeah,
and they had COVID. So hopefully when I get on the plane at the end of the year, I'm going in there with a helmet, like I'm going there full suited up and everything.
Yeah,
but
that's it, man.
Man, y'all be good, man. Hopefully y'all mid-year is good. Hopefully y'all set y'all goals. And if you don't achieve your goals, that's not an opportunity for y'all to be mean to yourself. Be nice to yourself, you know?
You always got another day. But there's no better day than today.
Damn. Is that you, or is that play?
Man, quote that joint.
Or
man.
Is that...
That's me. Man.
Okay.
Quote that joint. Put my name and my last name under that joint.
Hold on. Did you wait for your real name or like the...
Oh, yeah. Mo G.
I'm sure gonna put rock on there. Yeah. And stuff like that. But y'all should be good, man. Blessings.